Stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll call our council meeting to order for February the 9th. First order of business is roll call, please.
Chris Mott.
Here.
Brian Hunt.
Here.
Brother Williams. Here. Matt Fricka.
Here.
Here.
Here. Next up, the approval of the minutes of our February or January 26th session.
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the minutes from our January 26th session. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Any citizen comments this evening? Okay, moving along, unfinished business, we have none. New business, Angie from the library, get a presentation.
Well, greetings. As was announced, my name is Angela Scott. I'm the director of the Lanier Public Library. And one of the things that I've been trying to do this year is get more out in the community, tell more what's happening about our great library. And so I wanted to give kind of a snapshot of 2025. So for our library, if you haven't been to it, hopefully you come visit it at some time soon. It was a Carnegie building, and that was kind of big news this year. Carnegie Foundation decided to give every Carnegie Library $10,000, so we were very excited that we were one of the recipients for that. We were built in 1908. We built on in 1974. We added some new things in 1990s like elevators, and then in 2015 we come to our current building. So we help not just Ligonier, but we're also a township, so we take care of all of Perry Township, which is wonderful. And the big thing for us this year, one of our proudest things, is we became fine-free. People might say, well, fines are needed to make sure items come back. What we found, instead of fines keeping people honest, instead it was keeping people away. And you had people who didn't have enough money to buy groceries who get fines. They bring the items back just late, and then they would never come back. So we were very excited to be able to go fine-free this year. In fact, you'll see our lovely mayor right on that. He was there in attendance and helped kick off our fine-free for September for National Library Card Month. Now, libraries are traditionally known for our books, but we are also known for a lot of other new things that we've added. We do magazines. We still do DVDs. We're kind of surprised how much the DVDs are still going, but people are finding with streaming services that they still have to pay for quite a bit of things. So they're bringing out those Blu-ray players, DVD players, and going to find the old movies that they still want to watch. Something that's been kind of big for us was hotspots. We're finding with kids who have had classes canceled, they might not have internet access at home, so their families will come and get hotspots and check them out. It's been great for people who are traveling, going camping, they can still work on things. Of course, audiobooks and ebooks, those are some of the favorites for people. You can get an app that you put on your phone. You can listen to audiobooks, you can listen to your books, and all sorts of good things. One of the newer things that we've also added is museum passes. For a lot of people, again, especially in areas where you might have some poverty, experiences are not they're a luxury. Going to the zoo is a luxury. Going to Science Central is a luxury. A museum, forget that. So some of the things that we have purchased for the library for our family to check out are things like the Fort Wayne Museum of Art that covers a whole family. We have the Botanical Gardens. We have Science Central. We have the Indiana State Museum, and that covers a whole bunch of different places, including Gene Strainer Porter, which is just down the road. So we have fun things that kids can check out, books we tell kids are things that they can check out, their toys and books that are included. We have a seed library, and that's something that we had just added. We were lucky enough to get a grant from the Community Foundation that helped us start that. And the whole idea is to encourage people to start their own gardens. So people could come in, usually you don't need an entire pack of seeds, especially if you live in the city. You might only need about 6 seeds because you only want to have about 6 plants. So what we do is we take a whole bunch of seeds, we divide them up, people can come and try new plants and all sorts of different things. It's a really neat way for families to learn how to grow things together. It also helps for people who have food problems because they're growing tomatoes and corn. We even have some flowers to make things pretty. And sometimes people are wonderful, they'll bring them back, and then we can keep sharing with more and more people. So we have streaming services where people can do apps such as Canopy, that they can download movies and fun kid things. And then the library things is one of our newer things that we've added, where obviously we're not just books, but we're a lot more. We have anything from puzzles. We have board games for families. We have giant Jenga. One thing that I was really pretty excited about was we added the disc golf. So we added 2 sets of disc golf so that they could go up to the park system and play. That way they're not having to share one set, they can each have their own. We even have a fishing rod, microscope, and if you happen to get ordered to check your blood pressure for 3 weeks, we have a blood pressure kit that you can check out. A lot of people don't need to buy that, but they do need it for 3 weeks, so, you know. So in 2025, we had 25,277 people visit the library. We have about 1,560-ish people who have current library cards with us, which is pretty good. We did 130 additional programs on top of our 40 free early literacy, which is like story time. And some of that would include our summer reading. We had lots of children come for our summer reading. It was a great turnout. It was over 500 people for our summer reading. And then overall, we had 5,262 patrons come to our programs alone. And as you may know, not only do we have a community room that people can rent for the weekends if they need for events, but we also have 2 study rooms. Those are used by different groups, anything from workforce development will come in and use it and meet the people. We have DCS come and do it, and they'll do visit with children or tutoring or all sorts of things. Or we just have people who are trying to go and figure out some stuff, like for realtors. So in case you haven't had a lot of time to explore the library, if you look up and you see 2 white boxes to the side, those are really neat little things. One is a free little library. So even when the library is closed on a Sunday, people can still come and get books. So they can either trade books or they can just take a book. The other one is a free little art gallery. People can bring pieces of artwork, and we have it happen quite a bit. Sometimes people bring Lego kits and they'll leave. We've had people bring little canvases, and it's been lots of fun to see what new things will just magically appear that our patrons are adding to, and then they disappear. So it's a nice little thing where everybody gets a little piece of art. So that is a little bit of a snapshot. We still have a bunch of public computers. We do anything. You'd be kind of surprised some of the odd things that we're asked to do. Last week I was helping a gentleman learn how to Zoom so he could go for a court appearance, maybe we're getting one of these gentlemen. But yeah, it's always a fun, interesting place at the library. And we want to just say thank you to our city council, because I know some of you have really spoke out for libraries, and that's really appreciated. And the more you speak out for us, the better we can do. So if you have any questions, anything you'd like to know more about.
Thank you, and for all the work you guys do over there. It's been outstanding over the last couple of years.
We're trying. We're trying to reach people everywhere and doing more and more.
Well, I'd just like to thank you too, because I was on the board when we made you the director, and it was a very good choice because you've taken the bull by the horns and you've really made the library really, I mean, you've updated so much.
It's been a major
21st, out of the 18th century, I guess, and getting the technology where you're able to do the things that people need. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have, resolution, 0209/2026, inter-fund loan.
This came about because the 2025 tax distributions, the debt service fund, had a small negative balance at the end of the year because of, a shortfall. And, CEDA fund has sufficient money to deposit to transfer on a temporary basis that we would pay back, when the June distribution comes in. So, you need to retro it back to December 31st to make my books not have a negative balance in that fund. But that's a fund that we don't control really, other than property tax, and it's pretty much all we get is property tax. And if there's any kind of a shortfall at all, it affects that. But we will surely make it up this year. So not an issue.
Make a motion to approve the resolution.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept, resolution 0209/2026. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Next up, we have ordinance number 1039/2026, an updated sewer use ordinance.
So, we had to update the sewer use ordinance. It gets updated every time we go through our permit renewal, which just got approved and will come into effect on March 1st. So with that, we have 60 days to essentially update our sewer use ordinance from March 1st. So I went through and I worked with IDEM and I worked with Laura a lot. We've updated the ordinance to meet or exceed all appropriate item specs. Questions about it? Anyone had a chance to look at it?
I read that, got the letter today for the permits.
Right. So, and I understand it's long.
Yeah.
Really exciting.
Oh, I think
I,
I'll make the motion that we approve ordinance number, I can't do that.
I'll make the motion to approve ordinance number 1039/2026.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept.
Right.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept ordinance number 1039/2026. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we suspend the rules. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Make a motion to approve ordinance number 1039/2026 on the second reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept ordinance number 1039/2026 on the second reading. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Make a motion to approve ordinance number 1039/2026 on the third and final reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept ordinance number 1039/2026 on the third and final reading. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Next up, we have the 2025 report from the police department.
Good evening. You guys all know me, right? I got the 2025 annual report for the police department. Before we get started, I want to read our mission statement. You guys all got this on PowerPoint, correct?
I love when it doesn't do this. Now, I had it on right before the meeting. Okay, here we go.
All
You
right,
want to use the clicker?
sweet. Okay, our mission statement. The Ligonier Police Department, in partnership with our community, will strive to protect the lives, property, and personal liberties of all individuals. We believe that the overall quality of life for all our residents will improve through the deterrence of criminal activity and an understanding of diversity and cultures within our community. Furthermore, we recognize the need for fair and impartial enforcement of the law with the attention given to the highest possible quality of law enforcement for our community. All right, call to services for 2025. You can see it's up quite a bit from 24. All the kudos go to our road guys, our police officers that are out there on the streets. That's why our calls are up so high, as they're active. They're assisting the county on calls. You see that number there, 25,171. Let me go to my notes here. For the whole county, the sheriff department's call value last year was 16,806. And they cover the whole county. CRs are 25,171. That is not just traffic stops. That's security checks, business checks. If you guys don't know what those are, the business checks are after hours. When the businesses are closed, our guys want to check the doors, make sure everything's locked up. If they're not, they contact the key holder. Vacation checks, when people go on vacation, they can come in and fill out a slip, and we'll check your house. Guys are supposed to check it per shift. So probably twice a shift if both guys do it. So that's why our numbers are so high, is because our guys are active and out there getting it. I'll just try to read this from the screen and not my notes. Citations for 2025, 1,500 compared to 1,266 in 24. And then warnings is up a little bit, 4,261 from 3,425. Another thing, our guys are active. We've got a younger department now, so the young guys, we're out getting it. Traffic, answering calls. They're very, very active, and we appreciate that. So you can see the numbers, it goes back from 21, but that looks like last year's been the highest since 22 in citations. So very, very busy. I mean, 1,500 plus, you got like 1,900 between citations and warnings last year. That's a lot. Accidents were up a little bit, 141 and 117 last year. Case reports were up a little bit. And city code violation letters, looks like it about stayed the same, 185 to 181. Our code enforcement guy does a great job battling people mowing their yards, picking up trash, trying to keep the city looking good. But what year was that? He really had a lot. I think it's been 22, but I think when he took over, it was a huge number where it hadn't been done in a while.
That's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, time. That's probably
That was about
yeah. That's pretty. Yeah. So time flies, but all right. Assist other authority. That's when we assist the sheriff's department. So that stayed about the same. 71 burglaries. We had one. There's a reason for that. And on the business is 20. It's because those guys doing those security checks, the business checks, the home checks. We had one burglary, and it was called in at 11:18 p.m. on January 5th, 2025. Officers were on scene 10 minutes later, brought the guy down, interviewed him, and had a confession. So that's why we want to keep those numbers low. That's why those guys are doing those security checks to keep that low. Child neglect, thank God that number's low. Just 1, 0 last year. Criminal mischief, vandalism, 19, that's up a little bit. And then domestic batteries, it's up 3 from last year. Drug arrest, down a little bit, which isn't bad. Identity thefts, it was down a little bit. Minor consuming, about the same. Operator never licensed. I thought that number would be a little bit bigger, but it's not. there's a lot that are driving out without license. So we've seen a increase in that huge within, I think, the last 2 or 3 years. Operating while intoxicated was up a little bit, which that's going to be up because our guys are active. They're out getting, they're finding more of them. And thefts stayed about the same. Arrest summary, felonies was down quite a bit this year, which isn't all bad. And then misdemeanors stayed about the same. A lot of arrests though, 264 and 74. That's a lot. Miles for our police.
Traffic stops,
What's that?
are those primarily for traffic?
A lot of them, yes. A lot of most of them are from traffic stops, correct. Here's mileage for our take-home cars, which we really appreciate. The take-home policy, it's nice. It's nice for the city also when the guys are off duty and they come across somebody that's broke down or anything like that. They stop and help them. So cool story, couple stories within the last month is we had several people call down here and say, hey, it was pretty cool that we saw your officers out changing a lady's tire on the side of the road or broke down in the snow. I'll give a shout out to one of our officers, Cruz. He's a part-time guy. This last couple of weeks, you'll hear him tell dispatch, hey, start a call for citizens assist. What's he doing? He'd see people out shoveling their driveway and their sidewalks. He gets up. I think that's pretty cool. So, city code violation report. 185 trash, grass, dog violation letters were sent out. 172 complied with the letter request. That's 93%. 21 citations issued for trash, dog littering or parking in the front yard. 14 vehicles towed. Sure seems like there's a lot more towed, but that's 14. Request for services, VIN checks, accident reports, fingerprints, case reports, golf cart permits. This is just some revenue that's brought in by us doing VIN checks and stuff like that. Business checks, there's the guys at 3,855 of them. Vacation checks are 423. Here are some programs that were involved in: Operation Pullover, School Bus, Safety Stop Arm, the Dan Dockage Cycles for the City program in partnership with Ligonier Fire Department. I think we've done that the last probably 4 or 5 years. Domestic sexual assault program, the prosecutor's office, Fashion Farm K9, kid IDs, Marshmallow Festival, Bike Rodeo, Mental Health Coalition, School Resource Officers, Sexual Assault Task Force, Shop at the Cop, and Old County Drug Disposal. And that mailbox gets used a lot down there. I mean, I try to stay on top of it once a month and dump it, and it's usually a large trash bag. That's where people can come in and get rid of their old medications. Grants, Noel County Prosecutor Training, Prosecutor's Office, the Rapid Response Kit. That was a drone. And then the school resource officers, the school pays half their wages and benefits for that, 120, 40. And then Operation Pullover, we've got a guy that works at that's a state that pays us. No kind of drug tests. So drug arrests at 25 were down a little bit, 42 to 27. Search warrants were down 3. Firearms seized was about half. The cocaine number really spiked. I noticed that. And meth was down quite a bit. If I had to guess, I thought meth would be a lot more than cocaine, but I guess we had an increase in cocaine. So heroin, we don't see much of. Fentanyl, we've seen quite a bit more than that here lately. Our K9 report. K9 was deployed 29 times for various duties. In addition to patrol requests, the Ligonier Police Department K9 team assisted the community with K9 demos, security for undercover narcotics teams, and school searches. Summary of the legal contraband seizures and arrests are listed below. So our canine guy, Nick Knapel, does report at the end of every year that everything he goes is dog for. Gram of meth, 7 grams of marijuana, THC vape pens, 8, 30 Xanax pills, assisted in 14 arrests, apprehensions 1, and his canine training hours are 140 hours for the year. I think it seems like he at least goes to training at least once a week. Right, Nick? Not quite. It seems like that. Percentage rates. Crimes of people, it increased 6%. Crimes of property increased 10%. Yeah, 2023, it increased 64%. That was a big number I saw. Accreditation, we're an accredited agency. We got that back in 23, and we're up for assessment again this fall. The accreditation, basically, we got policies that we have to follow. Anytime an officer gets in pursuit, use of force, anything like that, we got to do what we call meaningful review, where the administrators review body cam to make sure the officers are following the SOPs and guidelines. The accreditation has made us, personally, I think 100% better. It's a lot of paperwork, but it pays off. It protects us and the city. Here's just some pictures from the cycles for the city with Dan Dockage. They donate bikes to kids every year that the school picks. It's a pretty cool program. Here's the bike rodeo for the Marshall Festival we've done for years. The numbers starting to get back up there again. There last several years it was kind of slow pickings, but you can see that was last year. We're getting a lot more kids in. Shop with the Cop, we've done that for years. Awesome program. They pick the child up. The school picks the child. The officers go and pick the child up, and they meet like 20 other officers in Kendallville at a church. Once everybody's ready, they run license sirens to Walmart, and then local businesses donated money so they can go shopping. I think when I used to do it, each kid got like $250. And it's pretty cool when they don't only shop for themselves, but they shop for their little brother or sister or their mom and dad. It's pretty cool. So then after they get done shopping, then we take them back to church. We all eat pizza and then we take them home. Very cool program. So that's it. You guys have any questions at all?
Really appreciate what you guys do. A couple of instances I had, that was the Sergeant Crosley, and we went back and viewed the cameras, body cameras. For anybody that's never experienced that, it really brings to light what really happened. And in both cases, the resident was just a little excited about getting pulled over and, thought this happened, that happened. And it actually did.
Yeah.
And really proud of our officers. One of them especially, I personally thanked for his professionalism on that stop. It could have got out of control pretty easy. Did an excellent job and kept everything under control.
The body worn cameras clear things up fast, and
Paid themselves.
it's nice to have. When I worked the road, we didn't have, and when we first got it, great, But no, it's the best thing we did. It is. Yeah.
Protects you.
I just had one thing, Mike Alexander, your ordinance officer, just does a great job, saves us a lot of work at parks. I think that 2022 was my first year. We were just rolled over with yards and mowing and trash. I think he goes out again or extra now. He makes more contact, and those numbers really drop off. We're doing a ton of yards, a ton of hours, but limited assets, people, part-time people to get it all straight, and it's gotten a lot better. And that's due to my stuff.
Good. Thank you.
I'm gonna add to his since she's not here. Takes two of us to,
You don't need a letter.
two of us to fill his shoes, right? For your body worn, I had another one just today. You come in, want to file a complaint. And get the form and fill it. I told him I already viewed the video, and he decided he had to go somewhere else, and he'd be back later to take care of that, so. I didn't see him yet today, what Jason just showed you is what we accomplished, in 2025, of course, 26 is already here. So what we're gonna do is ask for amendment of the current, salary for 2026. Also, we wanna acknowledge the council already for extending the raises for another 2 years, well, that's 28. We do appreciate that. But as we're looking with our longevity, just our own county, we're still lagging quite a ways behind. Not just our own county, but the neighboring counties. What we'd like to ask for is get an amendment to the salary for 26 to keep the $200 a year up to 30, but then add, once you hit 25 years, $5,000 for the up till 30 years. That's what other agencies are doing in our county for public safety and around us. Most of them are doing it at 20 years. We're asking to start this at 25 instead of 20. Because it's trying to improve it through them. It's quite a recruitment plus retention. But we're kind of doing it a little bit different. At 20 years, you already can retire. Then you get that $5,000. Obviously, it's going to affect your pension when you retire. We want to try and keep our guys a little bit longer. And instead of losing all that knowledge, training, everything else out there. So we're asking to start this program at 25 years, so they don't retire at 20 and stick around a little bit longer and get a little bit more out of them. And so we're asking to have that amended in the 26 salary for those reasons. And the other thing we're asking for is a $2,500 stipend for Kelly James, our secretary. This to be basically the same thing you guys did, I think it was last year, for Chris Gear, he's our accreditation manager for the accreditation. Kelly, the reason we're asking that, we're asking for $2,500 to get paid in quarters. Because she does a lot of this work too. And she's going through each report, accident fortification reports, calls, and getting our calls, what we have to add, our crews. I asked Chris this last week, this is a ballpark by county crews, will be talking to this. We gotta get reaccredited this year, this fall. So they come in and they ask us what we're doing, how we're doing, we got to prove all this. So that's where all these crews come. And it's somewhere around 4,600 crews, what we got to provide in detail, and that way we're proving we're doing what we're saying. So she's helping go through these every day to find the proofs we need and get them to us so we know where they're at. Because all of us still have our regular daily duties, and now we got extra. So she's doing a lot to help with that. So that's why we're asking for a $2,500 stipend.
And just so you know, Brian did bring this up in our capital plan meeting with Ross Hagan, and
Yes.
he felt like that would be attainable to do that. Right now, and he's not asking just for police, he's asking for
Police
police
and
and
public
fire
safety. I'm sorry, yeah.
on the bonus. And currently, we have 3 people that would affect. There could be a few more that roll over in a couple years. I think we've got a couple yet that are.
Don't hold me to it. I think our next one is about
23
2 or
maybe.
3 years away.
So it would affect 3 people on this year. Ross felt that we would be able to handle both that and the stipend. We would need to do a salary ordinance amendment to do that.
And make a motion to have city attorney draft up a amended salary ordinance for both the longevity and stipend request.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded that
Seconded.
Chris.
we authorize the longevity request and the stipend request. those in favor say aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next up is our claims register approval.
Make a motion to approve the claim register. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the claims register. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carried. Jeremy, looks like you get to lead it off tonight.
Nothing.
Nothing, okay. Jeff?
Nothing.
Nothing. Jeff?
Well, unfortunately, got bad news. Tomorrow morning at 8, we're gonna start digging up a water main break on the north side of town. It don't look like it's much, but it's still gonna leave a mess and we'll have to shut some water on and on. But, besides that, everything's been quiet. We've had a lot of freeze ups, but they're not our freeze ups. They froze up in our house. So, on our side, it's been good. Even with the cold.
Good. Thanks for dealing with all that, Jeff. I know there was several residents going through, so thought the water was shut off. Actually, it ended up being froze up.
The one we had today was the best one, though. They said it froze up and everything. My guys went down there and nobody opened the valve, basically.
Gary?
I had nothing.
Ben?
Nothing else.
Mike? Jason? Anything else today? Matthew?
I have nothing.
Brian?
Just thanks the street department for keeping those streets cleared, salted. Been a lot of that stuff coming down the last few weeks.
Chris?
I was laughing because you said pay Kelly the 2,500 in quarters. I was like, why would we do that?
I'm not going to get quarters.
Quarters.
I'll own that one.
We'll divide it by two.
In case you're wondering why I was smiling.
That would be pretty fun.
Just want to echo Brian's comments there. Just, I know it takes all the departments, you guys are working together to keep our streets clear. I don't know if it was ever a new break this week, but.
Well, I know Mike's not here, but you would want to thank the Parks Department, I think, also.
Yeah. That's fair assessment.
Here, let me call this, let's see if he. Loretta?
Just thank you for the snow. Hopefully you guys get a couple of spread, but nothing else.
Barb?
I guess, I like what Brian presented through Mike, about the longevity bonus, but I would like to see if we could possibly extend that to civil. Because at 25 years, you're also would lose a lot of experience with and knowledge with someone who's going to leave, and you'd like to probably keep them just as much. So I did email Ross Hagan today to see if there would be, but I did not hear back from him, so I wouldn't ask you for a decision tonight. But I thought possibly, the police and fire's longevity is double what the civil is, but if we could maybe look at a $2,500 bonus to be at 25 years, it will hold it. And right now, we currently have 3 people without it, so it wouldn't be a big hit. It's not all, I think it's divided between the civil and the utility departments, so it wouldn't get all of it at once. We don't really have anybody else who's kind of like them. Maybe have someone at maybe 22 or 3 years. That's the 3 that we have. I just think it would be a nice thing to do for a long-term employee that we think is valuable in life too. So
Keep us updated on that, Barb, when you hear back from
I
Ross.
will, and I don't, I in the whole scheme of things, it's $7,500 is probably not going to make us or break us in a year. But I think it would be just a nice gesture to be able to, normally the civil people don't get a lot of extra perks, and it would be nice at 25 years to do that as well. So, but I will bring it back next week, or back this week. At the next meeting to see what and I had asked her what he thought today too. It'd be a nice thing to do. That's all.
Okay, once again, echo what Brian said, taking care of the streets and everything, and, all the cooperation between the departments to make that happen. Glad Brian's recovered from his surgery okay here. I assume that you're okay.
So far.
On the good side, next week I'll not be here, so control yourselves while I'm gone. I'll be in Arizona.
Bring it back with you.
Well, I hope to. Gee, what tired of this. Get tired of waking up every other morning with 2 inches of parking clouds. So, with that, entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carried.